I first scaled from 0 to 150K a day in 6 days. So I've been in 80s for 21 years. I recently converted to be a last few months, changed my life. The biggest difference between brands that do 8-figure and 9-figure is so every problem that you solve with a product, every product then creates another problem that you can solve.
What's up, guys? It's been a while here with my boy Dario doing 8 figures a year. When I first spoke to Dario, basically I reached out to him. We're in the same coaching group, and I just saw a screenshot of this guy. Someone posted in the group, he's doing 6 figures a day. And I was like, wow, I have to talk to this guy. So he's on our podcast here, and it's a pleasure to have you, Dario. Introduce yourself.
Pleasure to meet you, Brian. I'm Dario. I'm 22 years old, Italian, high school dropout. I left school when I was 17 to pursue my career, my journey in e-commerce. I've been in the e-com space for the last 4 or 5 years. I first scaled 2 skincare brands with my ex-partner from 0 to 50 million. And then I started working with this new amazing entrepreneur, which is the best copywriter in Italy. And now we're working on scaling other US companies and brands to create a portfolio of offers that does 9-figure a years. And 2 months ago, I joined the team and we took a new offer through my system and all the strategic knowledge about marketing that I acquired over the last years from 0 to 150K a day in 6 days, which was unheard of in the industry. And now we have all bunch of problems with processors, fulfillment because we scale too fast. But I think we can scale this offer and other products to 6-10 million a month within the next few months. And I'm building an amazing team of A players, super young guy, motivated, dedicated. And I'm really looking forward to create amazing brands in the space which inspire people to solve their problems and really impact their life. I don't fuck around with, gray hat, black hat stuff from ClickBank. I've been to that route before. It's soul draining, to say the least. So I'm looking forward to actually have a big impact on the world and also scale my personal brand on YouTube. I have my own YouTube channel where I really want to inspire men 18 to 30 who feel lost, who don't feel like they have a purpose, to find their meaning, to help them, because many guys, young guys, are now drowning in the ocean of temptations and addictions and quick gratification and worldly desires that the kingdom of darkness is pushing, to control their souls. So I want to be a beacon of inspiration, to show them the light and the path, introduce them to Jesus Christ, which massively shifted my whole worldview and perspective. I've been in 80s for 21 years. I recently converted to be a Christian last few months. I read the whole New Testament, changed my life. I went from a period of extreme depression where I was laying in bed for 2 months straight, just watching content, Netflix, YouTube, pornography, quick dopamine, junk food, to then finding my faith, finding Jesus, and eventually my life skyrocketed. And we can talk about this on the video.
That's amazing. And yeah, we'll definitely touch on that. I want to get more into that. But how is it, Dario, that you constantly are taking offers, brand new products, and just scaling in such a saturated, demand space where, because that's unheard of. I don't hear of someone going from 0 to 150K days in a week. And you're constantly doing this at such a high level and rate. Walk me through basically what is your process to be able to do this? Is it a skill that you have to acquire where it's like you build an eye, you see something, you get a hunch, or you could basically do this with any product because that's what it
Yeah,
seems like when I see you, hit these big numbers over and over
yeah.
again.
I also help a bunch of friends who have businesses doing 30-40 million a year. I coach them on how to do VSLs. And if I had to boil down everything that I learned so far about business at my young age, and again, don't judge the messenger, judge the message, because all messengers are flawed, as Earl Nightingale said. If I had to boil down what I learned over the past 4 years, is the following. So at the core of it, marketing is just two things: behavioral psychology and math. everyone focuses on the behavioral psychology part, which is your copywriting, your marketing skills, how do you convey a message, how do you speak deeply to your customer avatar to really nail down their pain points, aspirations, desires, fears. And that is the thing that your creatives do, that your ads on Facebook do, that your funnel landing page does. But what most people miss is the economics part, so the math part. And I think I really am a master at that. At getting the highest AOV and lifetime value out of my customer, usually the reason why I'm able to scale so fast is because I can get 150, 200, 300 AOV on the front end.
Wow.
With my funnel, with like properly upsells, properly upsell 1, upsell 2, upsell 3. For example, my upsell flow alone adds at least $100 to every front-end customer. The other thing that I learned in 2025 was that at the end of the day, business is just two things, which is brokerage of talents and arbitrage of information. So having the best A players in the team who can follow your vision, see your vision, and be responsible managers on your team, because you can only scale through people, right? And the other thing is information, which is like basing your decision, your strategy on the best possible information. And I studied everything under the sun when it comes to marketing. I read all the Dan Kennedy book, Gary Bencivenga, Gary Halbert, all the courses, seminars. I spent over $60,000 on education, seminars, coaching group. And that is the only way. If you're not constantly educating yourself, self-studying, self-learning, studying new stuff, even from YouTube. At the beginning, when I was just a young, broke guy, 18 years old, who started studying copywriting, I just watched every YouTube video about copywriting. Then I invested my first 3K on a course, and that allowed me to connect with an entrepreneur, my first mentor, with whom I worked for the past 4 years. And he taught me incredible stuff, and I'm extremely grateful for the journey that we had together. Eventually, we ended the partnership, and I found, let's say, my new mentor. And I really suggest to anybody's watching to find someone who can be your mentor, whether it's in person or online or through a coaching program, mastermind, because the only leverage that you can have other than talents and talented people on your team is what informations are you basing your strategy on. And strategy is just allocation of scarce resources. So you have a set amount of money that you can invest. So how do we make that ad spend bring the best ROI possible through funnel economics and great copy?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And basically, what is your process to when you have these offers? Are you looking for specific pain points? Is it generic, or is it just something that you see scaling? Like, what is your strategy? Do you go on spy tools a lot? How do you constantly find these winning products like over and over and over again?
Yeah, so I probably spend more time watching AdSpy, which is a spy tool for Facebook, than, for example, Instagram. I probably have like a 1,000 hours of watch time on AdSpy. And you gotta be a master of the market, what is working right now, what are the best ads. And I used to print on paper the top VSL scripts that I've seen from Facebook offers, all the Golden Hippo brands, Gundry, Helen Hutzel, and all the big brands that scale through VSLs doing DTC. And reading those VSLs, also all the ClickBank VSLs, reading them like 30 minutes before bed, falling asleep, even not paying much attention, but constantly imprinting in your subconscious mind those patterns, those VSL structures, to learn how to tell a story which brings someone who doesn't know you, who is scrolling on Facebook numblessly, to pay attention, to stop, being hooked by your intro, relate to them, relate to their pain points and their problems, and then allow them to fall deeply into the story, into the storytelling. And all our ads are story, basically, because stories are the most powerful way to convey a message and to deeply influence the subconscious mind, which is what influences our life. Most of our time we are doing stuff automatically, subconsciously. I don't know, maybe sometimes in the past you may recall that at some point, maybe while driving, you find yourself constantly, snapping back into reality and realizing that for the past 10 minutes, you were not aware of you driving. Your body was
Yeah.
doing that automatically. You were not
You
paying
checked
attention to the
out and then
street.
you check back in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is what the subconscious is constantly doing. It's trying to optimize your energy, your mental capacity, um, and making processes unconscious. Or maybe you find yourself in front of the open fridge and you snap back into reality and you don't know how you got there, because all your cravings, your desires to eat something moved you there. And the subconscious mind is really what drives the body. uh, and I learned how to reprogram my mind, and I work a lot on mindset.
Yeah.
I really suggest anybody to study psychocybernetics, and anything from Bob Proctor, which was one of my early mentors, on mindset and how to reprogram your mind. Because uh, everything that you do in your life and where you're at, it doesn't matter whether you're broke, whether you have millions in the bank. It all comes down to what is your identity and what does your subconscious believe in. Because anything is possible in this world, in this DNA, in this day and age where informations or nowadays are a commodity. You can find anything online, and thanks to all the AI advancement, you can be like a company as a solopreneur, which does millions, even billions of dollars thanks to AI. So there is no excuses other than self-learning and educating yourself and constantly being on the top of the game when it comes to information, software, knowledge. And that's it. So how I am able to scale offers so fast? First of all, I think competition is not real. Competition is not real because I rather work in a market where there are already 9-figure players and brands and offers scaling, whether it's weight loss, whether it's health, whether it's home decor or the relationship niche or the wealth niche, any kind of business offer. I'd rather scale and create an offer in a market that is proven than to reinvent the wheel. Because
Wow.
at the end of the day, the reason why money moves in the economy is because the core desires of people are always unmet. So there is this principle called velocity of money. So why does money move if supposedly when you buy something you should have fulfilled the desire? Well, because the desires are always unfulfilled. If someone buys a skincare product, let's say an anti-aging cream of a Facebook ad, that woman, like 40, 50 years old woman, is gonna be inspired by the storytelling by the VSL to buy the product. She's gonna use it for 2-3 months, but then her motivation will decline. She may see some results, but then if 3 months later she sees another ad, another brand, another VSL, which inspires her again with a new mechanism, with a new form of proof that this new product may help her even better, she's gonna buy again. And that's why I suggest you work in one of the big niches: health, wealth, relationship, which are proven. And I see what's working in the market right now, and if I see that somebody is scaling an offer with like hundreds of ads active in their Facebook ad library, I think, okay, can I do better on the behavioral psychology side? So can I do better copy, better marketing? Can I speak more deeply to these customers' pain points and aspirations? And can I improve upon the economics? So can I get an higher AOV? Because if I can spend $200 to acquire a customer and my competitor can only spend $50, I'm gonna win on the Facebook marketplace,
Wow.
because it's a bid, right? So if I can spend more to acquire someone, it means I can get more impressions out of that person with all my ads. And the more I show someone my message and I target them with multiple angles, the more they're gonna trust me, because the more they're gonna resonate with the message, and the more I instill my truth to the world. Because at the end of the day, the word will not follow truth, but will follow what is repeated the most. That's why, you have all these bad addictions going around in the world, whether it's being addicted to social media, being addicted to pornography, gambling, because they're really tapping into the core human desires of wanting to make quick money, wanting to meet attractive women without actually putting in the effort of going out with them and meeting them in real person,
Right.
and fixing their health without actually having a proper diet, a proper training program. And so if you can tap into any of those niches in a way that with a product, with a mechanism that inspires people to solve their problems, because they're bringing into the market a new proof element, a new form of mechanism that delivers the results better than other products, then you're going to win. And you don't really have to innovate that much. For example, on my offers, we're selling something that they can buy on Amazon for like $10-15, but through our VSL, through our storytelling, and due to the fact that we speak more deeply to their pain points and fears and aspirations and desires, we can allow the customer to spend even $200-300 on our website, which they haven't known before 10 minutes ago, before seeing our ads. And we even have customers spending up to $1,500 on our website, on our funnels, just because we inspire them through our VSL and then through our upsell flow to solve multiple problems. We cross-sell them different stuff, and we always look for what next problem does this customer have after they bought the first product, because all the money is in, of course, repeat purchases. So if you think about, I'll give you an example. In the 1950s, they introduced dishwashing machines to wash, the plates where you were eating. And it was a new thing in America, and everybody wanted to have a dishwashing machine. And think about what that thing solves. What is the problem that is being solved? The problem is that you don't want to invest your time in washing your dishes, right? But then what is the next problem? Well, you gotta have the pods, the dishwashing liquid. And so you have to buy constantly every month the dishwashing liquid. And then what is the next problem that you can solve? You can have someone like actually take the dishes out of the dishwashing machine and organizing them in your house, and you can sell them like a personal assistant. And then what is the next problem? You don't want to cook your food, and so you have a meal delivery service, or you have a chef. So every problem that you solve with a product, every product then creates another problem that you can solve. For example, in my old business where I was selling anti-aging products, the front-end offer was like a microneedling device to reduce wrinkles on your face. And on the upsell one, we were selling an eye cream, because you cannot use the microneedling in your eye area, and your eye area is very sensitive. Therefore, we created this new formulation, which is a very light serum that is getting absorbed by the under eye skin, which is very delicate, sensitive, and you cannot use like harsh products on it. And we had like 40% take rate on that first upsell. And then on the upsell 2, we sold them a lip plumper, because it all goes, you have to understand what is the core emotion that you're solving and that you're selling into. And for example, in the skincare niche, the core emotion is for women to feel safe and secure, and the desire to be forever young, the desire to get attention from other people, because at the core of it, the primal driver of both men and women is reproduction, right? We have hard-coded in our DNA the desire for reproduction, and on top of these desires, all the other desires are built. So men reproduce through status. So if you go back 10,000 years, the men who had the highest status within their tribe were the ones getting the most women. The ones who were able to get the best food, to hunt the best animals and providing them for the tribes, were the ones that they were rewarded with the most women, which means their DNA reproduced the fastest. And for women on the other side, the core desire on top of reproduction is security and safety. So women, at the core, if you go back 10,000 years, they wanted to feel secure and safe, which means have somebody who can provide for them. Because if you go back 10,000 years, a woman during pregnancy and in the first few years of raising a baby, she had to be provided for, taken care of. So she needed to have a man who could provide for her and look for her. And that's why, and this core desire is embedded into the DNA. So every decision at the core of it is based on this principle of wanting to reproduce. And for men, they do it through status. That's why, nowadays the desire for status, it's at the highest. You have nice cars, watches, fine clothing. And basically, men, all their decisions at the core of it are based on status, even if they don't consciously tell it to themselves. While for women, everything comes down to the desire of feeling safe and protected and secure. That's why they look for anti-aging products, because if you look eternally younger, it means you can get attention from other people. At the core of it, makeup, what is it actually selling? It's fulfilling the desire of having the attention of other people, because if a woman is around other people and they're all giving her attention, she feels safe, she feels protected, because she has the eyes of the tribe on her, so nothing bad can happen. Same thing goes for jewelry, clothing. And then if you think about all the health products that are sold nowadays, it all comes down to the desire to defy death and live a longer life and feeling more healthy and have more energy, which all goes down to reproduction, which means, how do I spread my genes to the world? It's not something that you actually think about, but at the core of it, the reptilian and mammalian brain has this as the priority number one, to reproduce. And all the core desires of, feeling safe, wanting status, wanting recognition, wanting comfort, and wanting to have an impact on the world, they all come down from this core desire of wanting to reproduce. For men, it then evolves into status and status symbols. For women, it goes into wanting to have more security and safety, which develops into all the products: makeup, jewelry, clothing, houses, cars, health, and fitness.
Wow, cool, amazing. And Dario, I want to get into the VSLs. Basically, what is it that you're doing? Are these deep fakes? Are these UGC? Um, Basically, explain to me, how long are they as well? Are these 15, 50 minutes, or are they 1 minute, 2 minutes?
Yeah, so we run in-feed VSL, which means directly on Facebook as ads. And we call them VSLs, but it's just a fancy term to say that you're running like longer ads than usual. All the other advertisers and brands run 30-second, 1 minute, 2 minute long ads. But I think that's not enough. And usually our ads, with the offer that we scale from 0 to 100K days in 6 days, they are 4 to 6 minute long ads on Facebook, where we tell the full story. And in terms of how they're structured, is something along the line of, we introduce the problem, we relate to the viewers, and we allow them to understand, okay, this is talking about me, this is talking about my problems. And then we deepen the problems and the pain points and the negative outcomes that comes up if you don't fix the problem. And then we present our authority figure, which can be a doctor, can be an expert, who adds credibility to the message and instills more trust in the viewers. And then we introduce the solution. We introduce a new mechanism of the solution. So we discredit other solutions that would fix this problem by saying the reason why they would not work. And then we introduce our new unique mechanism, which is different from anything else in the market, and the proof elements behind why these work better. And then we introduce the product. And after that, we explain how it works, features, benefits, and then we future pace them. And we future pace all the emotional benefits and the dream life scenario that they're gonna live thanks to this new product. And then we go into a close where we introduce scarcity, urgency, your guarantee, and then your CTA to go on the website and go through the whole funnel and buy. And we do that through all our ads are mostly AIs. So we use AI for the avatar through HeyGen.
Wow.
All the footage are built with Sora 2. So
Mm.
we have prompts inside Sora 2 to build all the B-rolls, and everything can be AI, and everything is AI at this point.
Yeah.
All our scripts, all our copywriting, all the ads are written within Claude. We have systems that automatically launch the ads on Facebook. And now we're going to be building system that actually then optimizes look at the data on Facebook and creates variations based on that. So this year is 2026, the year of AI, and the AI can do the work of 20 people actually,
Yeah.
if you build the proper systems.
Yeah, and talking about 20 people, do you have team members? Do you have, team members of 20 people, or is it 10 people or five? Is it a lean team? Basically, do you systemize things efficiently to be able to scale using AI connectively, or is it just basically a lean team and you guys just do it manual and let AI do everything for you guys?
So right now we have a very lean team. We're about 15 people. Me as the marketing manager, I manage 6 video editors full time, work on creatives. I think to fully automate the video editing of videos and ads, it's probably gonna take 6 months to a year, but eventually we'll get there. But for example, image ads are all automated. We can build 300 images a day with Manus and launch them and see how they perform. And we send image ads to then a landing page with the VSL embedded. But yeah, we have 6 video editors, 1 media buyer, and I act as the creative strategist and also the copywriter. And then my business partner also writes the copy. And then we have 1 guy for email marketing. And then we have our operation manager who manages the customer support team. So far, I think we have like 3-4 customer service members. And now we're building the backend side of the business with a sales team who is gonna call the customers, instill the relationship, and see that there is a real company behind who cares. And through the sales team, we're gonna try to sell very high ticket products, 1, 2, 3K offers, which are gonna skyrocket the lifetime value of the customers, and build a company which is not only like a cash cow business, but it's exitable and have a very high ratio between CAC and lifetime value, which is cost per acquiring customer divided by lifetime value. And I've noticed that the biggest difference between brands that do 8-figure and 9-figure is the relationship between these equations. So let's say it costs you $100 to acquire a customer on Facebook. How much is the customer worth over the next 6 months to 12 months? And the biggest brands in the world, it's 1 to 8, 1 to 10, or even more. So you spend 100 and the customers on average is worth 800, 1,000. Think about Apple. They probably have like a huge like 5K, 10K lifetime value through all the iPhones that it launches and all the additional products. Or even Starbucks. I've read somewhere, and I may be wrong, but Starbucks, they have a lifetime value of I think $11,000, which is crazy. And think about Starbucks as a business.
Yeah.
It's an ingenious business, but they apply all the marketing principles that we apply in e-commerce. So they do an ABC offer. You can choose between the small cup, the medium cup, the big cup. The pricing has been nailed down. They probably have run hundreds of split tests on the pricing. And then they work on the whole customer experience. You have free Wi-Fi. You have the barista which smiles at you, which creates positive emotions and a positive relationship. And within the Starbucks places, you can connect with like-minded people who are working, digital nomads, other entrepreneurs. So they build an amazing business, and all their success is 100% have been achieved through an amazing marketing, an amazing customer experience, and an amazing economics side of the business where their lifetime value is so high. That's why they can open up hundreds of different locations anywhere. Now I'm in Lisbon, and the first thing in the Lisbon airport in the entrance is a Starbucks shop. And what's next to it? A McDonald's, which is the same thing, Do you want fries with your burger? That's the oldest upsell of them all. and probably McDonald's, like they probably go break even with the burger, and then thanks to all the upsells, the fries, the Coca-Cola, and all the other things,
The
they can have an
ascension model
amazing,
that
yeah, exactly.
continuously makes you go up and pay more as you're a customer. So it makes total sense. I was just in Starbucks the other day and I ordered a venti. I think it might have cost $7, $8, but it totally makes sense. So you have your VSL, it's in feed, it's 4 to 7 minutes long, 4 to 6 minutes long. And then where does it go to next? Does it go to an advertorial or another, VSL? Explain to me like the funnel after you hit
Yeah,
all those, desires and pain points, etc.
yeah. What I've seen looking at the market and other 8, 9 figure brands scaling, um, currently, they either do a funnel where you have advertorial, sales page, and checkout, or just straight to sales page, product page, and checkout. And you can do a lot of optimization on those sites. You can have a quiz funnel. Quiz funnels are working really, really well. So add quiz funnel product page, or add product page quiz funnel checkout. I'm testing all of this stuff, and we found that the quiz funnel really slashed our CPA in half.
Wow.
So that was a big win for us. And then building a super optimized checkout, we do everything custom. Unfortunately, on Shopify, you cannot like customize the checkout. Even with Shopify Plus, you're very limited. So we have our own platform and we do everything custom coded. Um, but yeah, building on the checkout, different bundle offers, different quantity selectors, and then adding bump offers underneath, offer priority insurance, extended warranty, extended guarantee, adding all these AOV optimizations that raise the AOV on the front end. And then after they check out, they go into the upsell page with a video as well. So we do a VSL for the upsell one, and our upsell sequence is adding $100 or more for each front end customer. And we're able to get even 35-50% of people who go through our funnel and buy to also buy the upsell products.
Yeah.
And all the money is in the back end. Again, all the big companies, they have a very high ratio between cost per acquiring customers and lifetime value. So you gotta nail down your economics, but first of all, you also gotta nail down your messaging.
Right.
And what we do, for example, to write copy through AI, is we first do like a super in-depth avatar research. We identify which is the sub-segment of the market, which is gonna be the biggest TAM, total addressable market, and the highest profitable sub-segment. Because let's, as an example, take the weight loss industry. Within the weight loss industry, which is huge, you have supplements, you have gyms, you have diet programs, you have coaches who sell you their service. There are multiple sub-segments of that market. You can sell weight loss to women in menopause, to women during pregnancy or postpartum. You can sell weight loss to high-level executives who don't have time and they really need someone who guides them for dieting and exercise and invest only like 50 minutes a day. So how do you do that? Do you have coaches that coach you on that? Identifying the subsegment of the market based on the sophistication and awareness level is where we've been able to thrive. So we first identify, okay, what is the core emotion they were solving in weight loss? Again, is of course the desire to feel younger, more energetic, the desire to be admired by your friends, to have the envy of your friends, even if that's not something that is socially acceptable. But the core of it, you want to have people compliment you. You don't want to sit in a restaurant with your belly fat rolling over the side of the chair, or your flabby arms hanging around. So you want to feel young, more energetic, have more energy to play with your kids or grandkids. So we really nail down on the core emotions, desires, fears, aspirations, nostalgia, what other people think about our customer, what thoughts do they have in their mind at 3 a.m. when they're laying in bed, what thing would they like other people to think about them, what thing do they fear that other people will judge them for. And so we do this deep research and we identify the highest converting and profitable segment based on the sophistication and awareness level. So there are different awareness level within a market. There are people who have tried a few supplements. There are people who have tried keto, paleo, a carnivore diet. And then there are people who are like super aware of all the solutions and have tried multiple stuff. And you gotta speak differently to these avatars, you know? Your ads, your VSL will have a different structure when it speaks to someone who is very product aware. And for them, you would start the VSL by discrediting all the other solutions which they have tried and have not worked for them. And you would say, keto diet, no, it doesn't work because of this. Paleo, it doesn't work because of this. Here's the new way to lose weight in 2026. So that's how you do it. And then once we create this very deep avatar research document through AI, which is like 100 pages long, we feed that into our AI bots, which we have custom built with also additional marketing knowledge. And we create all the ads, VSLs, upsell, product pages, landing pages, advertorial through AI. And everything is pretty much AI. Of course, you gotta have a deep knowledge of marketing
Yeah.
to
In
be
order
able
to
to,
feed it, in order to prompt it.
exactly.
Yeah.
And also in order to understand if this angle makes sense for this audience and if this structure of the VSL would resonate with this market, because different markets respond to different structures. The way you would structure a VSL for the weight loss niche is different from a VSL in the hearing loss niche, because for elderly people, they care more about authority. And so you would begin the VSL with, I'm a doctor, I've been working for 20 years, helping thousands of patients get their hearing back and hear more clearly so that they don't feel excluded in conversations, and they can hear their grandkids, their TV, their favorite games on the TV more clearly. And you don't have the fear of being abandoned by maybe your kids who maybe want to put you in a nursing home, but you're gonna regain your independence and your confidence, and you're gonna enjoy life again and spend the best year of your life that you have left enjoying time with your grandkids, with your sons, doing activities. So these are the big, deep pain points and desires that you want to hit. On the other side, in a weight loss VSL, of course, authority is important, but because the weight loss market is way more sophisticated, because people have been burned out with so many offers, so many diet programs, fitness programs, you would take a different approach where you begin by discrediting the other solutions and then introducing your new unique mechanism on how this diet is different, how this fitness program is different. Maybe it activates your thyroid hormones. Maybe it fixes your hormones in a way where you carb hunger, and so you can eat less and you can lose 2 pounds per week. So you gotta nail down, first of all, the avatar research, and then understand what other products have been sold historically to this avatar, and how can you find a new unique mechanism, which is just your way that your product delivers the result to people. That is what a unique mechanism is. And it can be through a different ingredient in a supplement. It can be through a different delivery mechanism. So everybody's selling supplement, but you can sell supplements in different forms. You can sell like patches that are absorbed through the skin. You can have gels. You can have like a liquid, a serum. You can have like nicotine pouches. You know, that's probably like the biggest, one of the biggest product of the century, nicotine pouches, where they took the smoking market and they introduced this new mechanism of having the nicotine being absorbed by your gums without all the side effects of smoking. And so the unique mechanism is allowing for the same outcome, getting that nicotine hit, without the downside of getting cancer in your lungs. So I think this is like a huge product which is already making billions, and it's gonna make a lot of money for a lot of people, even though of course I don't support the tobacco and nicotine industry at all. But at the core of it, if you don't have any kind of addiction within your business, you're not gonna thrive, you're not gonna do billions of dollars. And you really want to create businesses that create some sort of addiction. Of course, all the obvious examples are nicotine, food, Gambling, they're the biggest industry in the world because they create addiction. But think about also Netflix. Netflix gets you addicted to content. Maybe you don't have the attention span to watch a 10-minute video on YouTube, but you find yourself binge watching 12 episodes of a series and your eyes are glued on the screen for 12 hours in a row. Why? Because it's through stories, through a compelling narrative, which you can identify into, and which allows you to daydream about this crazy new world, which is different from your reality. A lot of people get addicted to that because it acts as an escape mechanism. People don't want to deal with their problems in their own personal life, their own business life, and so they find themselves becoming addicted to this kind of stuff, which triggers their neurochemicals in their brain. And at the core of it, we as advertisers, marketers, what we truly are is digital drug dealers. Through our products, through our marketing, our storytelling, we're controlling the drops of neurochemicals, endorphin, dopamine, and all the things that make us addicted to something. And if you really want to master marketing, you should study neurobiology and neurochemistry, because everything can be engineered. Addictions can be engineered through your story, through your products, consumable products. Of course, I don't recommend that you sell drugs, but if you think about drugs, why they're so successful. Why was Pablo Escobar doing 400 million a week back in the 80s, which is some crazy number, just because he found a market which was a starving audience and they wanted to get on cocaine, and he found the product market fit was excellent, probably the best we're gonna ever have in history, and he was printing like crazy. So having an addiction element in your business, which can be done through even just by triggering the dopamine of doing drops. For example, fashion brands, they do monthly drops, or if you have supplements, you can engineer addiction, for example, by introducing reward systems or like sending mystery box to your customers. Because the reason why dopamine is released is not by the satisfaction that you get out of something, but dopamine is released based on the anticipation that something creates. So a cocaine addict is not really addicted to cocaine itself. The highest emotional thing that triggers within himself, it's the idea of taking a dose of cocaine and sniffing something. And that's when addiction is created. You take the first dose, you have this high energy feeling, and then a few weeks later, you're working, you're hanging out with friends, and then you get a thought, what if I can have that feeling again now? And then you're gonna be dwelling upon that thought, and then the thought is gonna build upon itself, and the anticipation that is building within you is making your brain release dopamine. And so the real high that a cocaine addict feels is not in taking cocaine itself, but in the anticipation of smoking crack or taking cocaine. So you have to be a master of human behavior and psychology and understand all these concepts.
That goes back to your learning. Basically, tell the audience here, what is your work ethic? How is your studying for you to be able to craft such compelling VSLs and funnels and get people to buy a product on Amazon that costs $10 to buying it for $200? I mean, that's unheard of. That's crazy. So what's it like? What's your mindset behind all this? And how is it that you're taking brands over and over again to like from 0 to 6 figures in a week? What's the mindset behind everything that you do, and what's your work ethic, your routine?
So every day that you wake up, you have to think about your strategy, and you can only do two things, right? So you can either increase your conversion rate, which goes back to the behavioral psychology. So how can I make my ad speak more deeply to my customer to increase the conversion rate of my ad or my funnel? Or you can think about how do I improve upon the economics of the funnel. So how can I extract 5, 10, $20 more from each customer through better offer structures, split testing your prices, introducing bump offers, improving upon the upsell flow. So these are the only two levers that you can have: your conversion rate, your AOV, and your lifetime value. And of course, these are all tied together. So what you should measure in your funnel is what is the gross profit margin for each visitor in your funnel. Even way back, what is the dollars that you create out of every 1,000 impression on Facebook? That is the purest metric that a media buyer can be evaluated on. So out of 1,000 impressions, what is that in terms of revenue? Really become a master of the metrics and the KPIs that you want to track, and be a master of your market. So understand your market deeper than anybody else. Talk to your customers on the phone. We've called our customers and we found entirely new marketing angles which we haven't thought about, just by asking them the reason why they bought our product, the reason which almost stopped them from buying our products, what are they using it for which family members are they buying this for. And we found entirely new angles which can be translated into hooks on our VSL, so the first 3 to 5 seconds of the video, into leads. I'm buying this product for my elderly parents, I'm buying this product for my kids. We can speak to different avatars. And then testing your speaker, which can be done through AI avatars, because different speakers are going to resonate with different audiences. So is my spokesperson a white male, a white woman? How old is he? Is he standing in a car? Is he shooting the video in selfie mode on an iPhone? Is he shooting the video while walking in a park, or while holding her dog or her cat in her hand? All these different tests on the avatar can lead to massive results, just because different speakers, even different nationalities, someone who is Asian, someone who is of color, somebody who is a mom, a parent, someone who has dogs, animals, cats, will resonate with different audience. And it doesn't matter what you're selling. Just testing different avatars for your ads is going to increase your results.
Incredible. Amazing. And so tell me, what's your work ethic? Do you always find yourself constantly addicted to working, Dario? You seem like a high energy individual, or is it something that you're super passionate about?
I believe I'm super passionate about marketing, and the only way to win is through obsession. If you don't have people in your team which work with you, which are not obsessed with the craft, you're not really going to get anywhere. So I hire people based on two things: character traits and skills. And this is the same thing that Google executives are for. And the thing is, skills can be trained and can be improved. But what is most important is character traits, which is then divided into soft skills and hard skills. So soft skills is, how do they relate to the team members? Do they uplift them? Do they inspire them? Do they compliment them? How do they show up on the call? Do they show up on time? Do they over-deliver on the work they do assign to them? And then are they constantly forming themselves, learning, self-educating themselves? If my video editors are gonna ask me to buy this new course on video editing, I'm 100% happy to pay for it, because I want them to keep learning and keep improving. And anybody who is not constantly improving themselves and studying will lose in the marketplace just because of this. And in terms of my work ethic, I used to be very distracted and I fell into all the temptation of the words. But the moment where I felt more aligned with God, and I pieced together my shattered soul and found my purpose, found my mission, and what does God require from me in this world. The moment that God became my number one priority, and my mission now is to bring His heavenly kingdom into earth, I feel we're more aligned. I have more energy through the day to do stuff, to inspire my team members, to inspire people. And I want to bring His message, the message of Jesus Christ, to the world, because it changed my life. He saved me from depression, from almost taking my own life.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most powerful message on earth, the story of Jesus Christ. which is why it spread to 2 billion people and even more. So my mission now is to scale my brands and also scale my personal brand on YouTube by inspiring people to find their purpose, to find their faith, to find God. It doesn't matter whether you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, or you follow Hebrew stuff. All that matters is that you cultivate daily your relationship with the Father, with the monad, with the uncreated creator who is the creator of the world. And the moment you feel connected with that source, which is within you and everywhere around you, you're gonna tap into the infinite intelligence of the universe, and you're gonna get all the insights that you want. And I've been finding myself asking for God to have wisdom, to have perseverance, to have courage to deal with the challenges of my life. And every time I asked, He provided for me. He connected me to you, He connected me to other people, He allowed me to find a source of information, a new mentor, a new course, a new connection which moved my life forward. So I
Amazing.
think everybody should cultivate their relationship daily, which can be done through prayer, meditation. Even if you don't believe in something specific, but you believe in the universe, in the energy, in some sort of forces that controls everything, tap into that, meditate, pray, fast. Why is fasting repeated so many times in the Bible as something that you should do? Because when you fast, you're gonna, first of all, on a biological side, you're gonna clear out all the toxins in the body, and you go into this process of autophagy, where your body is eating away all the dead cells.
Yeah.
And you're gonna also process all the unprocessed emotions which are trapped in your body, in your gut, which is like the second brain of your body. So through fasting, it can be even like once a week on Sunday, you don't eat for 16 hours, or you can do intermittent fasting where you don't eat 16 hours a day and you only eat in the evening. Or you can do like a proper 2 or 3 days fast, which I have scheduled for once a month. And that is gonna give you extreme clarity, and it's gonna clear all the brain fog that you have in your mind, and you're gonna feel closer to the source,
Yeah.
to the truth and to God or whatever you believe. So I
Yeah.
suggest anyone to cultivate the relationship, pray, fast, meditate, train. I train every morning. I go to the gym for about an hour, and that alone, like getting good sleep, eating good food, and training, is the 80-20 of health and longevity. And it just gives you more energy. You can show up with a better presence and attitude towards other people, and you actually feel it when you meet someone. They're drawn to you. When you enter a room, everybody looks around and looks at you just because of your presence and your energy. And that is done through building your discipline and building your confidence, which is not about repeating affirmations in the mirror, but actually proving to your subconscious that your word matters and what you say you actually do. And through every quick win, even easy win that you do throughout the day, which can be even completing your task that you have assigned to yourself, your subconscious is going to build upon this proof that you're doing something. And that's how you get confidence, because confidence is built through repetition and through actual proof that you say what you're going to do, and that you do what you're going to say. So getting your health checked, doing blood work, taking supplements, training, sleeping 7 to 9 hours a day, that has been allowing me to have endless energy and be a beacon of light for my team, have a clear vision of where I want to go, and be an inspiration for my friends, my team members, and just do more and move the needle forward.
Amazing, Dario. Your story has been really inspiring. It's been great to have met you, and I know you're going to continue to crush it and help many people. So, Dario, again, thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, Brian.